Alright, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and we got something good going on here. So our destination here, right, or our, not destination, I guess, yeah, current destination is MMCP over in Mexico. We're going to be headed on over to MMCM. I'll show you exactly where that is in a second when we load up the flight plan that we got going on. So, flight plan. Let's go to this, sim, edit. So we're going to be landing. We adjusted the landing so that we're flying over the water into the runway on runway number 28. So we'll go ahead and generate that. And then we'll import it. We may have to adjust it due to wind, but nonetheless, we're going to try to get a nice scenic flight here. So, one, we're going to adjust the time, because we did a night flight last time, so we'll go ahead and adjust that. And we are in Mexico down here. I think Cancun, yeah, Cancun is right there. So we are flying from, I don't know how you pronounce this, but that's where we're going from. And this is where we're going to. So we're going to an international airport here, Chetumal. I don't know. I have no idea how you pronounce that. But nonetheless, we're going to see if we can kind of continue on down. We had an option to do a longer flight over to Cuba here. I think this is Cuba, yeah. It may even been this airport here. But I don't know. We chose a shorter flight this way. See if we can kind of head on down to South America here. But that's what we're going to do. So we'll go ahead and get this thing started. We are in a Cessna Citation CJ4 at the moment. And
let's see what's on the books for you today.
yeah, so we'll get that going here. We do have a
From dispatch to transporter. Let's take these passengers to their destination.
Campeche Tower, Cessna November 11361 ready for departure.
The passengers are ready to board. I hope you have plenty of room. It looks like they have gone crazy at the duty-free shop.
Cessna November 113.
Alright, we'll go over that in a second. We're going to get our procedures set up here.
Transporter from dispatch. Everyone is on board. Let's go.
Alright, everybody's on board. We'll go ahead and release the parking brake. Get everything going here. We're going to adjust the trim as we go down the runway. We can leave flaps at 15%. We pull back.
Bon voyage, aircrew.
We can
hope
get
to see you
wheels
again
up.
soon.
Cessna Tree, 61 contact Meredith Center on 125.2. Good day. 125.2, Cessna Tree 61. Meredith Center, Cessna November 11361
so there's the airport there that we're leaving from. This is the Gulf of Mexico over there. And then we're going to basically be headed towards the Caribbean Sea. Alright, so what I was going to say before was we have a Boeing 747 kind of all set up to do a qualification for, what is that? F? Yeah, so that's an F rating. And then we got E rating here. Yeah, so that's a 310 Airbus. I think we're currently flying in a C. Interesting. Alright, we're coming up to cruise altitude of 21,000 feet. We'll go ahead and get some drink distribution going on. Make our passengers happy. We'll adjust our heading here. We'll go ahead, get rid of those flaps. Adjust our engine output. As we level off here at 21,000. Alright, so far we're looking at a decent runway to land because of the wind. Because you mainly want to land going into the wind. So we're basically going to pass here, get this little inlet as we land into the, where is this? The Caribbean Sea. Alright, so with that, we'll go ahead and pause the video, and unless something else happens to come up that's interesting, we will see you a little closer to the airport. Alright, welcome back. We got a little radar contact here, so we'll go ahead and figure out what that was, because we missed it, but acknowledge assigned approach here.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect view on DB Zulu runway 28 approach via Charlie Tango by transition. Clear to Charlie Tango line. Cessna Tree 61. Cessna Tree 61. Descend to maintain 0.
Alright, so we got
Descend and maintain 0. Cessna Tree 61.
our descent assignment here. We'll go ahead and get that done. And we'll go to probably about 1,000, I would think. Get us to be a little bit above the runway. Let's go ahead and figure out what that is. So yeah, our runway sits at 33 feet above sea level. I'm gonna guess that that's the airport right there. We got nice clear skies, a little sunset going on. Right behind us. When we get to about 10,000 feet, just over it, we're going to go ahead and level out for a second, and we will reduce our speed so that we can get some landing gear down. We're going to reduce it to about 200. Alright, drink distribution is done. We'll go ahead and turn on seatbelt and safety passenger lights. Get everybody seated for our descent here. So this is episode number 106 for NeoFly. And we're gonna get our airport destination. I'm getting our description ready now. Alright, we still have to do the city, but we're going to go ahead and level out here so that we can get our landing gear down. Let that go down to 200. Landing gear. Turn our descent back on. We got visual on runway. How much money are we sitting at? 21.5 million. we go. We got our description going. It looks like we're about 7 miles out from the airport, but we're gonna have to pass the airport and then come back and land on runway number 28. Alright, we got clear approach. Down to 4,000. Right over the runway here. Good look at the parking area. Alright, we're leveling out at 1,000. We're going to introduce 15 degrees of flaps. Wind sits at 11 knots. And the wind did shift, so seems like the other runway would have been better, but it is what it is. Alright, we're looking good. Alright, so we're sitting at runway 28, which is going to be 280 degrees. You got wheels down, flaps down. I think we can go ahead and spin around here. Try that. See how we look at lining up to the runway. We're probably going to be a little bit to the right. So we'll go ahead and bring that down a little more. Airport should be coming up any second. Alright, we'll go ahead and take autopilot off. Alright, seems like we should have gave us a little more room to line up to the runway, but we got it. No worries there. Very tight landing.
Nice landing, pilot. Transport from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Cessna 361, exit runway when able.
Look for an exit here. Not really seeing one. Alright, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and pull off here.
361, exit runway when able. Cessna 361, contact ground on 118.8.
Alright, I think this is like the runway here. So we're gonna go ahead, park right here next to the trees. We'll get our passengers unboarded.
Cessna 361, did you hear my last transmission?
I did.
On runway dislight, Cessna 361.
Transporter. Disembarkation in progress. Stand by.
Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and check our landing here. Go to log. It was minus 123, which is a pretty decent landing. So appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the love and support as always. We'll see if we can stay in Mexico here and work our way south or not. Or head on over to Cuba, maybe Jamaica eventually.
Okay, pilot. That's all the passengers off the plane. Thank you. Over and out.
But till next time, hope everybody enjoys their day.